Hi everyone, I'm Marie. So my son Costa actually is at this school. He's in year 1 this year, and so when Costa first started school, we were, I guess, sort of, scared of the unknown. I remember Vaos and I actually walking into the school that day and thinking he's walking up the stairs for the first time with his little bag on his back, and we're like, wow, like, you know, for him, I don't know whether he realised what was ahead of him, but for us, we looked at each other and we're trying not to cry because the emotion's here now. And there's first steps walking into this building. And it was so overwhelming, and at the same time now we look back and we think, wow, look how far he's come. And I couldn't be more proud of how he's embraced school and embraced the people around him. We're so blessed that he has a fantastic network. And we've actually got a very supportive team of teachers, but one, I'm going to say a special thank you to Mr. Lockwood, who's in the back here. He actually, Mr. Lockwood? Okay. Oh, okay, sorry, James. Okay, yeah, so basically we're going to talk about how we've created a community for Costa. So we're all parents that have, or parents, grandparents, carers, that have a common bond as such. And so basically the first day that we came to school, as I said, we were walking into the classroom to go to take him to his classroom, and we just didn't know what was ahead. We were lonely, we were scared, we had no friends that, our friends' children didn't attend this school. We were taking him to a support unit. So when Costa was going through the whole process of coming to school, they were sort of pushing us to go to a special school. Anyway, and Vas and I said, do we do that? And actually Julie, who is at Plumtree, a speechy, she saw how distressed I was that day, and she pulled me aside and she said, Marie, I want to have a chat with you. And she asked me a few questions, but one of them was what we wanted for Costa. So she's like, would you, looking ahead for years to come, would you want him to work in a sheltered workshop, or would you like him to work in the community such as McDonald's or something like that? And I said, well, I want him to work in the community if he's able to. And she said, okay. She goes, well, why are we sending him to a special school? She said, do you have any thoughts on that? And I said, well, I don't really want him to. And she said, okay, if you don't want him to, then let's, and we started breaking down everything. And then I went home and I spoke to Vaos and I said, you know what, we're actually not in the right environment. I'm going to talk to the Department of Education. Anyway, so we ended up here. Fantastic. We're so blessed. He's so blessed. Anyway, so then the whole thing with the school is we walked in that first day and we didn't know anyone, and all of us parents were sort of heads down, really didn't know where to look, didn't know who to talk to, who to connect with. And eventually, as time came on, we'll keep coming in every day, and you'd make eye contact and you say hello. I guess because we were all not isolated as such, but we did not know how accepting everyone was and so forth. And anyway, so then as time went on, we were lucky enough, Mr. Lockwood and his great team organised to have a morning tea. And so the morning tea, then we started to talk with each other, and Mr. Lockwood approached me and said, how would you feel about being parent rep for the school? So I'm now a parent rep of the support unit. And so in this, Vaos and I, both very involved in the school, we try and build a community for Costa. So another thing, basically we have Kostas Birthday coming up. And so I thought last year I invited just his class, and a couple of parents came and they were saying to me, oh, wow, this is the first time my child's ever been invited to a school party, an invitation. And Costa's non-verbal, Costa doesn't always comprehend, so he's never had that and he's never been invited. So we were like, okay, we want him to have that experience eventually, but obviously someone's got to take the lead and someone's got to build that community and show them that we can do this and it's safe and we're non-judgmental. So actually this week his invitations went out to the school, and so I've had quite a few RSVPs back saying, wow, this is the first time again they've been invited to a school party. And so we're actually hired out the hall next weekend for a school disco. Well, I shouldn't say school disco, a birthday party disco at the school hall. So the parents feel that they are welcomed, they know the environment, they know the surroundings. At the same time, I want to do something extravagant, but at the same time I don't want to do over the top, because I want them to know that it doesn't cost a lot of money, that in this space, safe space, and that we want them to then be able to do that themselves and like reciprocate the invitation around to everybody. So basically that's one thing that we've done for the school, like with the school children, to build a community, because Kostas doesn't talk, but we want him, and we want to set an example for him to show him that it's nice to have people around, it's really supportive, you know, and friendships are very, very, very strong part of our lives, and we need to help him build them, and so that's what we've been doing. So one thing that we've contributed to the school, so we do have the morning teas, as I said. We have, so in the school holidays as well last year, I decided to have a school holiday party. So basically I do a lot of school holiday parties, play dates, all of that. So now all of us parents have now exchanged numbers. I mean, there's still a few that we haven't been able to break through to yet, and I get that because life's busy and we don't always get to see them because the taxis get dropped off, like get the taxis to and from school, so we don't have always that interaction. But I do try and email them for like correspondence from the school as well, and do try and involve them, as I said, invite them to different events. And some of us mums and dads will have coffees and so forth, just to have that sort of catch up. So another thing that we did do with Costa, he plays sports. So Costa plays basketball on a Wednesday night, and a Saturday morning he does soccer. Anyway, so I've been trying to find suitable, I guess, inclusive, safe teams. And so we're lucky enough to find 2 that have sort of suited. So now we have children that come with him to basketball and to the soccer team. So half of the soccer team is Costa's support unit peers. So it's really lovely that he gets to have that, so they do something out of school. Because in school, our school is fantastic. They have a program where they do different things every term, and they're currently doing gymnastics, and that's fantastic. So they're doing that, but I wanted to do something out of school, because for me, the school has the whole curriculum as such. I feel for Costa and for the other children, they're really flourishing because the school thinks of everything they need, but I then need to think about, okay, out of hours, what do we do for the friendships to keep forming and the bond continue to grow. Okay, what else do we do? Okay, so the latest thing too I've done is I've been fortunate enough to come across different grants, and so I've actually let the school know different things that they could possibly access. So that's being done as well. So the things that I've been hearing around, so just sort of helping the school. Even like things like the carers grant they've got at the moment running, so that they can put the money towards the morning tea. The school does a fantastic job, but try and take some of the pressure off them having to sort of fund it. They can do something extra special with that money. Okay, so here's a few of my favourite photos to sum up Costa in school. So this was that Costa school holiday party, jumping with the children. So they've got a fantastic buddy system here at the school as well. So with that, they partner up with Year 5 and Year 6 children. So very inclusive. The teachers are great. They encourage children to learn about the children with the disabilities, to be able to then I guess, break down that difference of, and not, I shouldn't say, that's probably the wrong way to put it, but just to have that friendship and being able open, honest, and educating the children, because a lot of parents don't know how to talk and approach the children and how to explain to them. So the school here is fantastic with that. So with the whole buddy system as well, all of Costa's events that we've ever had, all the older kids have come, and that is amazing to me, that they just like come and they genuinely have a good time, and you see how great they are with helping and assisting, and you know, that's just amazing. So that is a true testament to the school, which is fantastic. So this is Costa actually walking up the stairs on the first day. This is Costa here with his little friends at the Vales went on that excursion actually to the pools at the end of school term, or the end of school year. The Halloween party disco in the hall, that was one of Kostas' favourite. We got him dressed up for the Halloween party, and that was actually on a Friday night after school, so we got him dressed up and he went in and he had a fantastic time. So this is us at the fundraising. So we had fundraising at the local Flower Power, and Vales was there for the whole day. I went as well, but Vales was there barbecuing and so forth to help raise some money for the school, which is really important. And this is me with some of the mums and dads at one of the morning teas. Yeah, so that's pretty much how we tried to...